Once again, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the LI Sports Network. I am Dylan Flynn, and I welcome you into Game 2 of our Monday night doubleheader live from the rinks. Suffolk County High School Hockey League doubleheader finishes off with the Middle Country Cougars taking on the East Islip Chiefs. If you missed out on Game 1, the Smithtown Bulls tore through the Ward Melville Patriots by a final of 9-0 to get back in the win column after a little bit of a mini slide. This game, however, is very intriguing. Game 2 of the meetings between these two teams. East Islip comes in 7-2-1, losing their previous game to the Connecticut-Sayville T-Birds 3-2 last Sunday. East Islip won the first matchup between these two teams 8-2 and can win the season series here tonight. The cream of the crop in the varsity division, starting to rise, starting to separate. East Islip is in that mix, and they can really get closer to the top with Kings Park Comac. If they win here tonight, they'll have the same record as the Knights, but they'll be 1 point back as the Knights have an overtime loss point to have that edge over the Chiefs. They got to get going 5-on-5 and the power play. They play Middle Country tonight and they play West Islip Wednesday, and then a tough stretch coming up over the course of the month for the Chiefs. They play Kings Park Comac, Smithtown Hotbogs, St. Anthony's in order, and they can either make or break their bid for the top seed in the varsity division. We'll see if they can get it going this week. On the other side, the Middle Country Cougars coming in 2-8. They won their last game against the Northport Huntington Tigers 3-2 in overtime 2 weeks ago on the 7th of November. They are the overtime kings this season in the varsity division, 2-1 in overtime games, winning back-to-back games in overtime. They'll look to move to a 3-game win streak here tonight. That 2-game winning streak coming after an 0-8 start. They were in playoff position for a little while. They now have a game in hand on West Islip, so we'll try to catch them here tonight, but they do trail them by a point in the standings. They're going to have to use the power play to get to their advantage to try and get the win here tonight. East Islip takes the most penalty minutes in the varsity division, so the opportunities will likely be there. We'll see if the Cougars can convert. I'm not seeing CJ Lucente. I was going to touch on him being a big part of this Middle Country Cougar squad here. So I believe it's going to be Michael Sittler getting the nod in net tonight. Nonetheless, Sittler, a solid choice in net. So we'll see what kind of performance he can put forward against who I'm assuming is going to be Brody Dixon, possibly getting the nod here tonight to try and get EI back on the winning track. The buzzer has sounded, meaning warm-ups are just about done. I'm going to take a short break while the teams clean up. And when they're ready, it'll be Cougars, it'll be Chiefs, and it's going to be live right here on the LI Sports Network, the home of the Suffolk County High School Hockey League. No CJ Lucente indeed, so it's going to be Michael Sittler going against Corey McGovern, getting his second start in as many games. Back on the ice for East Islip also is Thomas Ivers, absent from their previous game, so a welcome return for the East Islip squad. And we're underway with Game 2 of the Monday Night Doubleheader here on the LI Sports Network. It starts with the Chiefs entering the zone. Jesse Burns dropping to Ivers, who looked for Anatra. Puck bounced off his stick, but Middle Country can't clear now. Anatra sending over. That was Magro throwing one on, and Michael Sittler makes his first save of the night. Middle Country trying to move the other way, sends the puck all the way down, but too much steam on it, crosses the goal line for icing. Both teams will change as the faceoff comes back into the Middle Country zone. The faceoff, Farazi trying to keep it in, not going to be able to do so successfully. It's going to be TJ Howard trying to navigate over the blue line in front of his own bench. He gets it over, forcing the Chiefs to have to touch up, but gets taken down. So Whitbeck will retreat, move it forward, and here comes Connor Dion taking a hit, moving the puck down below the goal line. Howard trying to join the fray. It'll be East Islip prying it free. Now here they come, led by Captain Jesse Burns. He drops over to Luke LaFada. He'll get it down, passes Anthony Pepe, tried to be returned out to the blue line, but Farazi intercepts, walking to the net, looking for the wrap goal. What a save by Michael Sittler! Rebound from LJ Lena out high, tipped wide. The goaltending from Middle Country this season has been superb, providing some superb highlight reel saves. Up top, a shot, blocked before it could get to Sittler. That one coming off the stick of Slattery. Howard crossing the red line, trying to backhand in, fanned on it as Pepe took it from him. Pepe to Lena. Pass just out of the reach of Golod. It'll go all the way down and will reach the line for icing. Let's take a look back at this save by Michael Sittler here. Lucas Farazi, good hard work, tipping it to himself, finding some space, making himself a big-bodied presence. Going all the way, wanting to go around, and a stuffed chance shut down by the left leg of Michael Sittler. A ferocious save here early for the Cougar goaltenders. This shot gets knocked up into the rafters, resulting in a halt in play. Anatra trying to go forward with the faceoff around Aiden Asman. Back up top, Slattery throwing it through Ryan Anatra. Anatra out there with Penny and Marizito. Double shifting a little bit here is the center, Ryan Anatra, typically playing up with Magro and Ivers. Anatra trying to get Marizito and perhaps Penny going a little bit. Capable scorers, wanting the coaching staff of East Islip wanting to see a little more out of them. Anatra back up to Slattery. Tried to find Marizito, got through him, but it remains in the zone. Penny down low, sending in front. Nobody home for East Islip. Cougars escape the zone. It's Penny wheeling his way back. Touches it to Slattery. Slattery, Cougars in a change. Finds Anatra, the pass just off his stick. Had a little bit of a clear path to the net of Michael Sittler. Robertson on the back check, forcing East Islip back towards the blue line. Another puck lobbed high over the ice, this one hitting the netting out of play. So the faceoff will come outside of the Middle Country zone. Anatra, Luke Hoffler. Square off right outside the Middle Country zone. Ryan Anatra now out there with his aforementioned line mates, Dominic Magro, Thomas Ivers. Lethal duo of Ivers and Anatra. One of the top scoring duos in all of the varsity division is Ivers, sending over for Anatra. Nice back check there by Robertson to deny him a path to the net. Puck passed up now. Here come the Cougars, trying to mount some offense. It was O'Brien, not able to locate it. It's Ivers now coming the other way, trying to make a dangle through. It got lost in the skates of the Middle Country back check. O'Brien now tied up with Anatra. Penalty upcoming here. Ivers will get the touch, and Ryan Anatra appears to be going to the box for some holding. So there it is, a power play opportunity upcoming for the Middle Country Cougars to try and break the ice here, get the first goal on the board. Hoffler, Farazi. Middle Country on the power play now. Schurman up top. Gets the puck back from Robertson. Shot turning and a save by McGovern. Robertson fanning on the pass a little bit. Still makes its way over to Schurman. Schurman, build the speed, cut through center over the blue line. Will cut, leave the puck for Whitbeck. Shot thrown wide of the net. Cougars trying to convert here on the power play. East Islip will get another clear. Penalty killers will swap out. We approach a minute to go. So we get a whistle here. Too many men called on Middle Country. That's going to negate the last minute of power play time. And it's instead going to give East Islip a power play of their own after a minute of 4-on-4. Tough break there for the Cougars. Mentioned in the pregame, the opportunities on the power play were gonna come. They got their first one and unluckily negated. It'll be a minute, 2 seconds of 4-on-4, followed up by 58 seconds of East Islip power play time. Off this face-off, it's Anthony Pepe trying to move forward with it. The puck was dangerously dragged through the crease of the Cougars by their own players. Nobody for East Islip there, though, fortunately for Middle Country. Now it'll be Asman trying to move out of his zone. Asman trying to leave LaFada behind. Aiden Asman scored some big goals in the last two games. The overtime winner in their first win, the game tie in their second. But now Pepe on the stretch pass. Pepe shooting, and a blocker's save there by Michael Sittler. Middle Country managing just one shot on the minute of power play time they did have. We'll see now. Quinones, the hero in their second win, the overtime winner, sending over for Dion. The pass was too far for him to get to. Penalty to Anatra, set to expire. It's power play for East Islip, but first we get a whistle as the net comes off. Be 57 seconds of power play time for the Chiefs. A face-off in their zone, though, so Middle Country starting it the right way to try and kill off this bench minor. The Chiefs trying to go forward with Slattery, looking to backhand it out, but the Cougars not allowing the exit so easily. It was Hoffler trying to make a move towards the net. Here come the Chiefs now. Thomas Ivers guiding it in, trying to set up the power play. Just 30 seconds to go on this one. The Chiefs gonna have to hurry a little bit. Ivers gets pinned up. It squeaks its way, kept in by Slattery. Passes up Ivers. Down to Marizito, who looked for the return to Ivers. Got caught up in some traffic. Now Middle Country will come out 2-on-2, and a stretch pass for Schurman was knocked away by Daddario. Daddario, power play set to expire. Pinned up in the corner, we're back to 5-on-5. Ivers. Drop pass intercepted by Schumann, trying to backhand out of the zone. He will. Here comes Middle Country now, led by Aiden Asman. 2-on-1, over, back pass, and it was off the stick of Asman. McGovern was down. Lightby letting a shot go. It's knocked over the net. Cougars had a good opportunity there, just couldn't take it in. This one taken all the way down, icing waved off. Daddario gonna have to play it. Asman coming to put the pressure on. Here come the Chiefs now. Magro speeding ahead. Leaves for Anatra. Ryan Anatra as the defense goes for a change. Back down to Magro. Magro surveying his options. Throwing towards the net. That one got blocked by Kolb before it could get to Sittler. He tried to glove it, but Kolb wanting to keep play moving. He had O'Brien trying to sneak behind the defense, but the quick stick of the back check of the Chiefs keep that one from happening. Colin Wills from below his own goal line, finding Magro. Magro, posed by O'Brien, moves it up for Pepe. Pass up for Anatra, couldn't be connected, but now here come the Chiefs, 2-on-1. Anatra over to Pepe, Anthony Pepe, and a kick save by Michael Sittler. Pepe back with it. Up top, Lena letting one go, blocked down. Asman, big body in front there. Wills goes for the change. Anatra possesses, switches places with Lena. Brian Slattery out on the ice now. Throwing in front was Anatra, nobody home there. Lena pinches down, back to Anatra, short side chance. It's kept out, it's held, and the whistle is blown. Some tempers after the whistle. Players being sorted out. Let's take a look at this save by Michael Sittler here. Another big save for the Middle Country goaltender. Pepe in alone. Sittler getting a piece of it, enough to keep it out. We remain scoreless here, 6:05 to go in the first. Slattery spinning away from Howard. Able to put it on Pepe's stick. Pepe gets spun around there by Whitbeck. The puck comes free. Nice hustle there from Lafada. Able to get it back. Lena can't keep it in. It splits his legs. Cancia now hustling forward. Trying to help it along. Howard comes to his aid, but it'll be Whitbeck at the red line sending in McGovern out of his net to play it. Slattery banked around, set up for Lena. Here comes Lena, looking for the stretch pass for Rozzi, played by a high stick. Whitbeck gonna touch it. No, it was touched by East Islip first. The linesman waved it off. Robertson now taking down his man, moving the puck. It gets cleared up now. Here comes Whitbeck trying to move around Slattery, but he won't be able to get there. It's Lena first. Lena hard hit into the boards by Whitbeck, but able to move the puck forward. Here come the Chiefs. Pepe in, fanned on the shot. Rebound cleared out of the crease. Here comes Whitbeck the other way now, 1-on-1 with Burns. Burns upends him. The hits go back and forth. Slattery, puck knocked off his stick by Schurman. Retrieved by Ivers. He sends up for Lafada, spinning. Gets it to Ivers, up top Slattery, shot, blocked down, rebound in front. Nobody can find it, and it trickles its way to the near side boards. Ryan Anatra letting one go, blocker save Michael Sittler. Rebound cleared out by the Cougars, and they'll survive again. Turned over at the blue line, Ivers takes a couple hits, this time from Golod and Whitbeck. Whitbeck, exhausted, gets off. Dion now, 1-on-1 with Ivers. Get some help from Lightby. Under 4 minutes to go now. Official's arm up in the air once again. Another penalty upcoming. Interference going to be the call. It's going to be Golod going to the box. 2 minutes for interference. So East Islip now going to get a full power play. technically 0 for 1, but didn't have much time on their initial power plays. It started a 4-on-4, but it'll be Burns. Up to Ryan Anatra. Down to Lena, back to Anatra, throwing one wide. Burns collects the rebound, goes to the opposite side. Burns to Ivers. Ivers throwing to Magro in the slot, got lost in his skates. Middle Country out, 2-on-2. Schumann turning it over. Ryan Anatra now. Burns, Ivers with him. Ivers to Burns, and it was in his skates. Jesse Burns tried to return it, but it's onto the stick of Middle Country. They clear all the way down. Cougars survive the turnover. Minute 20 to go on the power play. Ryan Anatra, quarterbacking. Drops for Jesse Burns, but it's going to be picked up by Ivers instead. Slow progressing through center. Anatra letting it all open up. Up to Ivers. Gets around O'Brien. Ivers. Passed up to Robertson. In front, Burns. It's in front of Sittler. The net comes off, and the whistle is blown. Michael Sittler made the initial save, thought it got through him, didn't know where it was. Players converged. The puck was pushed out, and we're still scoreless. 2:46 to go here in the first. A little bit of a different tone than the first time these two teams met. It was a 2-1 lead for Middle Country after the first period, followed up by a massive second period for East Islip that propelled them to that victory. Slattery tried to pass it through, it got blocked, it returned to him, and he threw a shot that went wide. Pepe, 33 seconds to go on the power play. Back to Slattery, slap shot, rebound, diving save, Michael Sittler. No CJ Lucente, no problem, never fear. Michael Sittler is here. The Middle Country goaltender has come up big a couple times this period. Predominant reason that we remain scoreless in this one. A cross-checking here against Dion has been assessed, so 5-on-3 now. Big opportunity for East Islip. Starting off, Ferrazzi. Oh, what a glove save by Michael Sittler on the one-time shot. Anthony Pepe letting it rip. Michael Sittler stabbing it out of the air. Good gracious. Lafada to Ferrazzi, who lets one go off the side of the net. Up top to Burns. Over to Slattery, who lets a shot go. Blockered up high by Sittler. Thrown across, and that one went wide off the glass off the one-time shot from Pepe. One penalty expires. We're 5-on-4. Goal lot, some confusion on the communication front. Not knowing if he wanted to join the penalty kill. Pepe now in the slot, throws one that gets blocked up out of play, and now we're 5-on-4 for a minute 23 with a face-off upcoming. Cougars penalty killing unit doing a fantastic job getting in the shooting lanes, helping their goaltender out, and their goaltender doing the return favors, making the key crucial saves, the big saves. And maybe he shouldn't be making every time as Anatra letting one go. That one went wide. Burns collects the rebound, back up top to Lena. One more time, over to Ryan Anatra. Anatra, cross ice to Burns. Jesse Burns letting one go along the ice and was kicked away by Michael Sittler. Back up top, Ryan Anatra. Chiefs remain in possession. Down to Thomas Ivers. Over, shot. Never made it there. Gets swept out off the shot from Lena. This one now returned behind the net, 40 seconds to go on the power play, wraps around, kept in by Lena, over to Magro, cross ice for Burns, it's into the skates there of Hoffler. Ivers moves it to Magro, up to Anatra, back down to Magro, right dot, he shoots into the chest of Sittler, rebound in front, and it can't be cleared out of the zone. 20 seconds to go. Anatra to Ivers. Fakes the pass, cuts to the slot, back to Anatra, right face-off dot, he shoots, another glove save for Michael Sittler. Ten seconds to go on the power play. Chiefs severely out shooting the Cougars in this period. Middle Country has not been able to clear it out, but the penalty expires. We're back to 5-on-5. 20 seconds to go in the period. Middle Country squeaks it out. A chance now for Cancia, but he couldn't get around Lena, and Anatra retrieves it in his own zone. Anatra now with 5 seconds. One last rush up the ice. Anatra head up, 2-1, over the line. Can't let a shot go. The period expires as Ivers pushes one on net, but we'll end this one scoreless, thanks in part to Michael Sittler making 4 or 5 phenomenal saves in that period. East Islip goes 0 for 3 in that period on the power play. Middle Country 0 for 1. We'll head to the intermission. We'll come back shortly for the second period on the LI Sports Network. Back underway for the second period here on the LI Sports Network right off the face-off. It's sent all the way down by Middle Country for icing. So a familiar spot for the East Islip Chiefs, a face-off in the Middle Country zone. Something that Michael Sittler has probably seen too much of, but is probably having a ton of fun with all the saves he's been making, much to the chagrin of the East Islip Chiefs. Cougars work it back out this time to center, but it's quickly returned by Marizito. Kolb couldn't move it through Worst. Marizito now on it, moves it back up top to Burns. Burns from the blue line, letting one go, and he scores! Jesse Burns got the first goal in the last game. He gets the first one here, and the captain is pacing the offense for the Chiefs. That's what it took to beat Michael Sittler. A long-range laser from Jesse Burns as he now lofts one out of play. For Burns, that his 5th of the season. Or I guess it was tipped by Joseph Penny they're gonna rule. So a goal for Penny, his 2nd of the season. From Burns and Marizito. Nonetheless, the Chiefs now have a 1-0 lead in this game. Starting off on the right foot, coming off their loss against the Connecticut Sayville T-Birds, looking to keep pace in the top ranks of the varsity division. Pepe and Whitbeck to the left of McGovern. It's Wills taking it off the dot, moving it forward. Farazi in front of him. Lafada waiting on the blue line. Lafada hard in. Can't beat Robertson there. Cancia slips down. Chiefs trying to move it in front. It's Farazi to Pepe. Pepe back down below the goal line. Lafada faking the spin up high. Works through two Cougars. Gets it to Pepe. Sliding it along the ice. And stays out. Pepe takes the turnover. Feeds it up top. Wills throwing a shot. That got blocked by Whitbeck. Farazi throwing one. Covered up and held by Michael Sittler. Face off. Taken back to Wills. Will dump down to Ivers. Ivers will keep it moving as he works through the hit. Finds its way up to Lena. Passes through Magro. Taken there by Middle Country. Still looking to exit the zone. The Chiefs have done a nice job of maintaining offensive control. They've done something that they have not done a lot. Something I touched on in the pregame. They've scored a 5-on-5 goal as Magro pushes it on. Covered up and held by Sittler. But something that really has to get going if they want to compete with the Kings Park Comacs, the Smithtowns, and the St. Anthony's of the world. East Islip is very much capable. If they can get that 5-on-5 and the power play offense going, not going to be a lot of teams that can navigate through this physical, fast defense. They're going to be a presence to be reckoned with. If they're led by that man, Jesse Burns, who throws one off the side of the net, they're going to be a tough out come playoff time in February. Burns, again, slot shooting glass. Ryan Anatra, wrapping, looking, saucing to Slattery. He lets a slap shot go, tipped a couple times. Knocked down, held by Sittler. Middle Country, got to start bailing it out of the boat here. The shots are raining down upon them. Whitbeck tried to go forward with the face-off through Worst. It'll instead be cleared all the way down by the Cougars. It'll go for icing. So the face-off will return to the right. Michael Sittler. Worst and Whitbeck will do it again. Whitbeck gets tripped up. Puck sitting on the dot. Blindly backhanded out by Whitbeck. It's cut off by Slattery. Down to Worst. Kicked by Marizito in the slot. Finds Worst off the outside of the post. Back up top. Shot from Burns. Never made its way to Sittler. Worst able to find it in traffic. Create some space. Andrew Worst. Give and go to Burns down low. Burns wrap chance. Nice play there by Robertson on the back end. Michael Sittler a little bit out of position. Robertson picking up his goaltender. And the Cougars finally able to cleanly escape the zone. Burns, though, not leaving it for long. It's Worst right back in. Comes Jonathan Robertson. Robertson tied up. Pass dropped. Marizito with Worst going to the net. The pass was out of his reach. This one comes flying up over the glass once again. So play will be halted one more time. Hoffler has two Chiefs emerge on him. They pass it out, and be Schurman intercepting, taking the hit from Farazi, getting driven down to the ice as he moved the puck forward. Middle Country not able to take that in. Will be the Chiefs retreating and resetting. Lena finding Pepe, Farazi, and Lafada flanking him. Lafada losing it, but getting it back. Lafada now side of the net, shooting, saves Sittler. Scrum ensues behind the net. Out with it is Pepe. Gets through Hoffler and avoids the hit. Down low, Lafada. Up top, Daddario. Corrals the bouncing puck, moves it around Schurman, tucks it into Farazi, who tried to throw it into the slot. It was cut off. Now here comes Schurman. Down behind the play. A little bit of an odd man rush. O'Brien shooting and a save there from McGovern. This is Quinones, rather, the overtime hero from 2 weeks ago, beating Haley Martin of the Northport Huntington Tigers in overtime to give Middle Country their second consecutive win. Now they're looking for their third. They're gonna have to score at least one to force overtime. As Wills letting one go, pinball through right to Ivers on the doorstep. Did Sittler get it? Did he get it? Of course he got it. It's Michael Sittler. Are you kidding me? Michael Sittler with the glove save. The man is unconscious. At the side of the net, Ivers, a throw in front. Sittler diving save, the rebound pushed wide. The next rebound is put home. Finally, Ryan Anatra from down on the ice, able to push it home after another incredible save by Michael Sittler. It took him being piled upon, sprawled in his crease. You still thought he would have made the save. But the Chiefs now, you can feel starting to pull away a little bit. The frustration may have started to set in after all these great Sittler saves as a rocket is launched past Sittler's glove off the glass. Allows TJ Howard now to come through center. But the Chiefs remain composed. They are cool customers. They have 2 5-on-5 goals, something I touched on in the pregame. They had to get it going today. They've gotten it going. They've had a tough test in Sittler. They've found it when they've needed it. They've gotten big goals from their big players. Jesse Burns, Ryan Anatra. Big players show up in big moments. Leading this team by example, if you will. And now we'll see if the defense can go to work. Middle Country starting to push a little bit. Whitbeck tied up with Magro, still tied up, and the other way it's Ivers. Down to a knee, holding on to it, sending over, cutting Magro, and he couldn't control the bouncing puck as Anatra throws a hit there. The other way now, Asman. Schempf with him. Asman crisscrosses, trying to go back to Schempf, back door. Pass got intercepted. Worse now, just out of his reach. The play comes in offsides. Marizito a little too quick on the entry. The Ryan Anatra goal, his team leading 8th of the season, comes from Dominic Magro and Thomas Ivers, the duo hooking up again. Ivers and Anatra. Is worse now, speeding the other way, trying to get around Robertson, throwing it through the crease. Nobody there to take it. Slattery over to Lena, to Penny. Throwing it in, chasing after it. Worst, first on it. O'Brien, or Asmund rather, throwing all the way down. And this one gonna be ruled for icing, hit off a Middle Country player inside the red line. So the face-off will come all the way back. O'Brien, long pass to Schurman, got the tip, icing waved off. Schurman up top, Robertson, slap shot, tipped, couple jabs, and they score! Middle Country on the board! Couple whacks at it in front. I believe it's gonna be Hoffler, or maybe O'Brien, one or the other. It ends up in the back of the net. And Middle Country has now half the lead. It is O'Brien, and it's from Hoffler. Big goal there from David O'Brien, stopping that East Islip momentum. They open this period 2 unanswered. Here comes O'Brien again, sending to Hoffler. A little bit of an odd man rush. Hoffler spins to the corner, driven up by Farazi. O'Brien has the puck taken away from him. Lafada, Pepe on the move. He got taken into the boards, not able to move it. O'Brien, Robertson, swatting away. Offside's canceled out now. Here comes Hoffler, stopping, cutting, finding Schurman, breaking into the zone, just couldn't take that pass in. Schurman now, Middle Country starting to find their footing. Schurman trying to move to the middle of the ice. He gets taken down hard, getting up slowly behind the play. As on the other end, it's Robertson. Hounded by Pepe, turning it over and then running over Lafada, who got tripped up. Farazi, Pepe in the slot, sliding, kick save, Sittler, and the puck comes out. The other way now, Middle Country controlling, resetting. They're gonna go on the power play. Delayed call upcoming here against East Islip. Michael Sittler to the bench, 6-on-5, barring the touch. Dion spinning away from Pepe, banking one up to Asmund. Asmund giving the referee a shoulder workout here as he gets crunched up into the boards, and finally the touch will come. Hooking the call. Lucas Farazi going to the box. Here comes another power play for Middle Country. We'll see if they can take advantage of this. The opportunities would come. Here is a chance to tie this game on the power play. Who's going to be the big player? Here's the big moment. It's Hoffler, it's Worst. It's Worst, winning it back on the second attempt. Daddario, jousting with O'Brien. Up to Robertson, he throws one cross corner, trying to set up the power play. Burns with his speed, gets there, can't get it out. Second attempt though, he bodies it through the blue line. Middle Country touches up. Hoffler tries to walk it in, but it's taken away by Ivers. Touches a pass up for Burns. Jesse Burns moves through Robertson, shorthanded. Here come the Chiefs. Burns pinned up, sandwiched between two Cougars, and now out the other way. Whitbeck passes behind Hoffler. Here comes Burns again. It's cut off by Asmund. He had Worst going to the net. Asmund will settle it down. Fan or fake on the pass, depending on which way you want to look at it. And it'll be turned over to Worst now, who gets in. Worst alone, kick save, Michael Sittler. Middle Country now, surviving the shorthanded attack. Hoffler with Whitbeck and O'Brien. Hoffler fanning on the shot. Never made it to McGovern. O'Brien now in the corner, sending it up. Kept in by Dion, 45 seconds to go. O'Brien battling Lena in the corner. Puck's in their skates. Hoffler now coming to the aid. It's taken out by Whitbeck. Whitbeck, stick handles through, up to Dion. Dion from the blue line, shot blocked by Worst. Hoffler trailing Lena. Trying to stick check. Lena surrounded, turns it over. Whitbeck, drop pass, stuff chance, wouldn't go, and it's knocked out of the zone. That will about do it on the power play. Chiefs kill off another. 4 seconds to go. Middle Country gonna let it happen. We're gonna play 5-on-5. Here comes Schuerman, cutting through center. Schuerman to the net, on the backhand in front, couldn't get a shot away. Dion. Fans wanting a high sticking call, not gonna get one, but it's Quinones taking the turnover inside the blue line. Quinones to the net, knocked down and saved by McGovern. .305 to go. It's one back. Shot from Cole, blocked by Pepe. Both players fan on it, but it's Pepe moving it to Magro. Anatra trying to join him. Magro throwing it from out up high, and Sittler dangerously tried to move it. It was almost knocked home, but it was pushed wide by a charging Ryan Anatra. Turned over now, Burns throwing one, and it's saved by Sittler. Play continues. Middle Country with Howard. He waits, finds his option. Kolb throws it into the skates of the linesman. Schuerman takes the hit from Daddario, but is able to get it in. Corey McGovern out of his net to play it, setting up for his captain. Chiefs move it into the Middle Country zone where it's taken by Dion. He'll swing it over for Kolb, throwing through center. It ping-pongs back and forth. Finally, Kolb now tries to walk it. Lloyd knocked down behind the play, asking, where's the call? He's not going to get one. It's Daddario now taking outside the blue line. Chiefs have to touch up. So this allows Asmund to walk up, throw in, Golod chasing after Burns. Middle Country, Kolb almost walking through the Chiefs. It was Burns, though, with the good stick, knocking it away from him. 100 ticks to go now in the second. A 2-1 East Islip lead. The difference right now, Ryan Anatra. Here's Golod shooting and a save from McGovern. Middle Country has had a really good late part of the second period here. They got a goal from David O'Brien, from Hoffler and Robertson. Looking to come all the way back. They came into this period 0-0. Surrendered the first two. They scored to have it. Can they come all the way back? First it's Ivers. Down the other end, dropping, finding Penny. Penny to Lena, touch pass to Slattery, slap shot, wide. Marizito, Anatra in front, that's Ivers, and a kick save by Sittler. Ivers, Lena walking to the dot, he shoots, knocked down Sittler out of his crease, and he makes the save. Aggression by Michael Sittler paying off. Here's the latest save on Ivers. Marizito knowing exactly where 13 is, right into the leg pad of Michael Sittler. The rebound pushed wide. We stand 2-1. 46 seconds to go. Puck is out. Lena throws it away from Harm. Varsity picks it up. Stretch pass. Almost turned over into O'Brien. Varsity now the other way. Kick save. Sittler. Rebound. He got that one too. A stretching Sittler making the save, keeping the Chiefs off the board. We remain in a 1-goal game. Worst in the slot, save Sittler, rebound, pushed aside. One-time shot from the point by Slattery, got tipped and steered wide by Sittler as the period expires. Couple more saves on behalf of Michael Sittler keep us 2-1. The goals coming from Joseph Penny, Ryan Anatra, and David O'Brien. We'll go to the final break, and then it's the last period of the Monday night doubleheader right here on the LI Sports Network. If you're a Middle Country fan, as we head into the final 15, this is a familiar spot that you've been in. Down 2-1 against Northport Huntington. They came back and won it in overtime. Down 1-0 to Ward Melville. Again, the Cougars came back and won it in overtime. So Middle Country is definitely comfortable playing in the close game. We'll see now if they can finish off a third one. They first need to get the tying goal and then can look to take the lead or win it at some point as Burns in the slot sent a one-time shot wide in some traffic. Turned over now, Varsity up top, Pepe one time, loose in the crease, Sittler got a save. Rebound won't happen as the net came off. So the whistle will be blown. Play will halt. Middle Country built some momentum up at the end of that second period. Michael Sittler has single-handedly kept them in this game. Countless miraculous saves as Ivers now using every centimeter of the zone. Ivers now walking in. Another glove save by Michael Sittler. I must sound like a broken record. I am so sorry to everybody at home. I mean, if you're the Chiefs, you have to be wondering, what do we have to do to beat this guy? Obviously, you've put up 2 goals on the board, but it's a 1-goal game, and they've had some pretty good looks and some pretty good opportunities. To see just 2 goals on 30 shots, yes, 30 shots. Michael Sittler has made 28 saves. I believe half of them belong in their own video on Instagram. Off the face-off now, Schempf trying to force the turnover, take it away. But he just couldn't finish it off in his skates. Asmund trying to get the step as the pass comes over to Lena from Slattery. Lena throwing in another save, Michael Sittler. Michael Sittler must have looked at my pregame report, saw that I had a note about CJ Lucente being a key factor in this game for the Cougars and said, Dylan, we don't need CJ Lucente. All you need is me, Michael Sittler. But of course, the Cougars would also love to have CJ Lucente, one of the top goaltenders in this league. He's made some outright ridiculous saves in his own right as the Chiefs now moving in. Nice move there, across, off the post goes Magro. I would not be surprised if Michael Sittler got a piece of that one, but I believe it was straight iron off the stick of Magro as there's a kick save from Sittler. Quinones trying to push it forward. Magro throwing one off the side of the net. Ivers, Michigan possibly, no. He'll decide better. We've seen two this year. Thomas Kankowski, Michael Brazil. They've both converted. It's both been miraculous. Pass ahead, Schurman at center, tied up with Lena. Hoffler trying to enter the fray as well now. It'll be EI coming the other way. Anatra from Worst. Ryan Anatra, fresh troops off the bench, just out of the reach of Marizito. Will deny Schurman an exit and send it down low. Burns trying to navigate through a couple Cougars. Penny joining the fray as Quinones in some discomfort, gonna skate off the other way. Hoffler being driven out wide, trying to throw it back in front. Puck will be taken away. Here comes East Islip the other way. Andrew Worst, Marizito and Penny. Worst to the net, save Michael Sittler! On his head is Michael Sittler. I don't know if it's skill, luck, a magnet. Sometimes it's just better to be lucky than good. Well, Michael Sittler's both tonight. This Whitbeck moving it forward, middle country, trying to come to the aid of their goaltender. Not let his hard work go to waste. Kolb tied up with Worst. The most recent victim of Michael Sittler. Turned over now. Howard from the dot, shooting off the post. TJ Howard so close to tying this game as EI moves the other way. It's Marizito throwing in. Hard hit from Dion. Picked up by Penny. Has a tally in this game. Burns throwing, tough angle, never made it to Sittler. Lloyd had it taken away by Daddario. Daddario throwing in front, bouncing puck, middle country, trying to exit the zone. Howard gets it through Burns, up to Whitbeck. 2-on-2 for middle country. Whitbeck, Lloyd, Whitbeck, move around, Scott Whitbeck, in! Puck is loose, still out. A diving McGovern, slap shot, wide from Dion. A pile in front of the net results in the whistle. Whitbeck emerges from the bottom of it. Let's look at this mad scramble in front of the net. A nice move here from Whitbeck, dragging in to out, get around Daddario. Trying to make one last move, get in tight, takes the hit there from Ferrazzi. McGovern sprawling, can't get to it. Players pinned. McGovern standing up as Dion let the slap shot go. Two players going to the penalty box. It's going to be coincidental minors. Marizito, I believe that's Lloyd. It is Brendan Lloyd. So Anthony Marizito and Brendan Lloyd take coincidental roughing minors. So we'll remain 5-on-5. Those two will sit in the box for 2 minutes. Now we're back to action with a face-off upcoming in the East Islip zone. It was one back to Jacqueline McGee, who sent it over. The pass was intercepted by Farazi, who comes in alone. Farazi, kick save Sittler, and the rebound won't happen because Michael Sittler made another save. This is just outright ridiculousness. It is the Michael Sittler show. Absolutely, hands down. Get this man his own paparazzi. He doesn't need us. "32 saves from Michael Sittler. One more glorious than the next. Middle country now as Jacqueline McGee takes a spill. Another save from Michael Sittler. Oddly enough, that one of the more easy ones he's made tonight. Is Golod. Rescues the puck out. Finds its way to McGee. She sends it forward. Golod, little bit out of gas, not going to be able to get there. The puck will reach the line for icing. That man, Michael Sittler, having a career night. His team trails 2-1. Trying to pull out a victory for him. Ivers off the faceoff. It's taken by Hoffler, backhanded wildly. Anatra intercepts, walks to the goal, shooting wide from a tough angle off the glass. Slattery, nice job keeping it in. Feeds it down to Ivers, who feeds it lower below the goal line. It'll be Quinones there, back out on the ice. O'Brien trying to move it forward. Ivers gonna be the first on it below the goal line. Takes a hit from Quinones. Ivers navigating, turning it over. O'Brien left it behind. Here comes Hoffler. Luke Hoffler, Schuerman with him. Hoffler trips up on the puck. Anatra will poke it free. He'll skate it out. 8.5 to go. Turned over at center. It's Middle Country trying to come the other way. Quinones can't locate it. Anatra, Magro to the net, over to Magro. Save Michael Sittler! Brick wall, Michael Sittler. Middle Country the other way, they're in and it's wide. Ryan Anatra now with Ivers. Anatra over to Ivers. Another kick save, Michael Sittler, and he holds for the whistle. Chance of Mikey ringing through the rinks. The heroic goaltender for the Middle Country Cougars. His team still in search of that second goal. This shot put on net. Another one saved by Sittler. 37. Penny throwing it back to Burns. Dumps it around the linesman. It's picked up by Worst. Gets pinned up on the hit there by Whitbeck. Worst walking in and shooting and scoring. Worst finally beating Michael Sittler, and the lead is back to 2. Open ice, open space. Nobody able to save that one. Michael Sittler, it took a perfect shot to beat him. Worst hit the 99th percentile. Now a little more breathing room for East Islip. Howard throws in, blockered away. Marizito now. Loose puck in alone, steered aside by Michael Sittler. Worst. Already has one. Can he get two? Worst. Drops it behind him. Burns stepping to it. Worst now. Takes the loose puck up the blue line. Throwing in front. Nobody there. Penny collects it. Shut down Sittler. Rebound in front. And he makes the save. Middle country, still plenty of time. Gotta get the push going now. It's Asmund, Shemp with him, Asmund, blocker down, sets rebound, they score! Back to a one-goal game, Aiden Asmund collects the rebound, and it's 3-2. McGovern blockered it down, never really knew where it was. Asmund hustling the whole way. What a great play from 89 in blue. Nobody to oppose him there. And now, just like that, a lot of time, way more than plenty of time, to try and tie this game. 6.5 minutes to go. Puck dumped all the way down, no icing. It's Slattery. Trying to work out of his own end. Slattery almost losing it, able to recollect. Here come the Chiefs. A little bit of a 4-on-2. Slattery backhanding off the side of the net. Goal line, not able to move it, turning it over. Pepe shooting, a glove save from Michael Sittler. How about that one for number 40? Yes, folks, you heard that right. 40 saves for Michael Sittler. And that's come off. It's fixed now. It's Pepe, Hoffler. Kolb swinging all around. Slattery gets there, keeps in. LaFada, nice pass. Pepe, one more wouldn't go. Ferrazzi couldn't get there, cleared out by the Cougars. Ferrazzi now pinning it up, taken by Pepe, backhanding over. Ferrazzi on the give and go, lost it off his stick. Throwing off the side of the net now is Ferrazzi. He gets it back from Kolb. LaFada in a scrum. It works its way up. Ferrazzi off the side of the net. Ferrazzi now to Pepe. The puck pinned up in the corner. Hoffler. Pepe takes it away from Schuerman. 21-21. Pepe again off the side of the net. The tactic has changed. Don't shoot it at Michael Sittler, shoot it at the side of the net. Because Michael Sittler hasn't allowed much past him now. Pepe, though, shooting, and another save for Sittler. LaFada, 4.5 to go. Pepe, up top to Lena. He lets one go. Knocked aside by Sittler. Players converge. Middle country trying to work it out. Here comes Dion. One-on-one with Ferrazzi. Dion can't make the move to get around him. Good defense there from Lucas Ferrazzi. No panic in 89. This one cleared off the mask of LaFada. Works its way all the way down. Robertson now going to have to go get it. He does. Robertson gets it over to Whitbeck. Scott Whitbeck trying to work it forward. Whitbeck with Asmund on side, but the puck gets worked back out. Now it's Ryan Anatra, Thomas Ivers, the 3-on-2. Anatra spins out, works all the way back out. Gonna burn some clock. Almost had the puck taken away by Robertson. Nobody back for EI. But here comes Anatra now, throwing over to Magro in the slot, fanned. TJ Howard throwing up. to Whitbeck. Gets taken into the boards there by Daddario. Knocked off the puck. Allows Burns to move it. Up to Magro. Magro throwing over to Ivers through the slot. Ivers can't get a shot away. Nice check there by Robertson. Daddario sends it back to Ivers. Over to Magro one time, and they score! Dominic Magro in the slot. Back to a 2-goal game. Timeout going to be taken here by Middle Country. They want to talk it over for a second, so we'll step aside and let them do that. Michael Sittler has made 42 saves in this hockey game. So I get a strange look from Vinny Matula over here to my left, almost in disbelief. Shots 46-9. The score miraculously just 4-2. So Middle Country has definitely made them count. Here they come again. Not dead yet. Schurman stopping, sending up to Kolb. It's through him and out of the zone. Now here comes Ivers on the breakaway. Ivers one-on-one with Sittler. Ivers in, saved by Sittler, the edge of the skate. Another chance goes wide. If any of you, here's another chance. Sittler aggressively out, can't get that one. Dominic Magro again. Magro all alone. This one's so tough for Michael Sittler. Nothing he can do on this one. Magro makes a small move. And a great goal scored by Dominic Magro. Now 2 on the game for him. If any of you are big fans of the Suffolk County High School Hockey League, you may know of a little page known as SCHSHL Memes. They've posted tonight and have compared Michael Sittler to Andrei Vasilevsky. I feel like that's an insult to Michael Sittler. Michael Sittler may be better than Andrei Vasilevsky in this very given moment. Some of the saves he's made have been just undescribable. Joseph Penny sends one wide right on the doorstep. Unfortunately, it does not appear it's going to be enough. Middle Country down 3 goals here with under 2 minutes to go now. 100 ticks exactly in this hockey game. They send it all the way down. It's turned over. Marizita into goal line. Not going to be able to make anything happen as it's moved back around. Puck now just ping-ponging back and forth along the boards. It squeaks out up top. Kicked down by Dion. Connor Dion walking down the left wing, shooting one wide off the boards. Light B can't get there. A minute to go now in the hockey game. East Islip, the help of Dominic Magro, put 2 goals back-to-back to really extend this lead. Puck came ricocheting off the boards, good gracious. And they've extended it out of reach. So one loss doesn't seem like it's gonna snowball, and the Middle Country losing streak looks like it's gonna come to a halt here. An impressive run it was. Who says that another one can't start up soon? This team has certainly turned it around after a tough start going 0-8. They've played well in their last 3 games. They've played well in a bunch of games this season, just haven't been able to finish it off. They were finally able to figure out how to finish it off in the last 2. Just couldn't complete the comeback here. The offensive onslaught to the tune of 48 shots by the East Islip Chiefs, just too much of a wave. And that's gonna do it. The East Islip Chiefs survive and take this one 5-2. They move to 8-2-1, tying them in record with the Kings Park Comac Knights. They'll sit a point behind them in the standings. Meanwhile, the Middle Country Cougars unfortunately fall to 2-9. They sit a point outside the playoffs. What a phenomenal game that was, played by both teams. A tip of the hat especially to Michael Sittler. 43 saves for the young man. An incredible performance. And some of those saves just undescribable. But that'll do it for us on this Monday night doubleheader. Thank everybody so much for spending your Monday night with us. On behalf of everybody here at the LI Sports Network, I am Dylan Flynn. We hope to see everybody next time on the home of the Suffolk County High School Hockey League. Good night, everybody.